name is Trevor Stokes, and I teach at the Streetfront Alternative Program. My hope for healthcare is that it's a hope that's a lot like the school that I teach at. I hope it's curious, I hope it's investigative, I hope it digs deep, I hope it listens more than it talks, and I hope it tries to find the beauty that's inside all of us. I'm going to be telling you stories about kids and kids that have had tough lives. But the program that I teach at is founded on the idea of hard work. We have to get kids to believe in themselves. We got to get them to believe in their self-worth. They come to us as broken citizens, really, and our job is to take that really seriously and to listen to them. And sometimes it's not very easy to hear what they're saying. We got to dig deep. And how do we do that? Well, we do it through the most strange of models. We teach them how to run marathons. Well, why a marathon? It's hard work, it's dedication, it's perseverance, it's everything. The clock doesn't stop. The only way to finish it is to finish it. We teach them to climb mountains that they don't even see when they sit in our East Van portable. Most of my kids have never been to the top of Grouse Mountain. They've never been to Deep Cove. I ask them to try and get themselves to Stanley Park. They don't really know where to go. But when they get to our school, we start to teach them to be champions. We have to listen. It's not always easy. Life is really tough. It's really difficult. Maybe be telling you a story about a boy named Willie DeGray. He's one of the greatest kids I've ever met. And Willie did not have an easy life. When he started his life as a 13-year-old, his brother, as a 17-year-old, had already been convicted of murder. His older sister had jumped from that third-story building, okay, right across from the Union Gospel Mission. And Willie went inside. And when I said it went inside, he went inside a shell that was as deep and dark as anything I've ever seen. When he first came to our school, he put his hood up, his head on the desk, and he didn't say a word for 3 months. But I knew his mom, and I taught his cousins. And through that, I decided to start to listen. I was trying to give little nuggets to Willie to see what we could do. I started to tell him that there is a hope. There's a community here. There's an actual galvanized support system that's ready. I bet you can find Willie. That's Willie over on the right, orange hoodie, trying to hide. He's trying to move into the ether. He wants to be an apparition. He would like to be anywhere but there. Doesn't think he belongs. He doesn't think he has the right to be there. But we told Willie, hey, you already got here. It's okay, it's a step. You don't have to be in the photo. Who cares? But you're present. I told him that I would like him to join the marathon team. There's Willie, paragon of fitness over on the right, okay? But he showed up. He got his hoodie off. Took him 6 months, but he got there. There he is with his little bottle of water. He's gonna go on his first run. Wasn't very successful. He got about 2K, and he vomited. And then he went a little bit more, and he vomited again. Willie's diet was fueled by energy drinks and chips. The dollar store was his grocery store, but he kept coming back. We got to 3K, we got to 4K, we got to 5K. All of a sudden, 6 months later, we decided let's try to run the Vancouver Half Marathon, 21.1 kilometers. There he is, beside Kyle Leo. Kyle's dad had died 3 months earlier. So as they ran step for 21.1, they crossed the finish line at 2 hours and 18 minutes. Side by side, not one leading, not one behind. They came across. They were a community. They were friends. They did something together. Willie wanted to run the full marathon. That's 42.2K. He's going to run for 5 hours. There he is, finished. He's not hiding anymore. He's hamming it up, showing the world that I deserve to be here. Because we listened to him, and we hoped him, and we coaxed him, and we said, let's keep going. What else can we do? Well, for the most introverted kid of all time, try to find Willie. He's the only kid with a shirt off. There he is, right in the middle. He just finished his 4th full marathon. This is 2 years after he had finished our program. He's in grade 12. And he's the best that we have at this moment. And he wants the world to see him. He's proud of what he's accomplished. He knows that he deserves to be in there. And then all of a sudden, this kid that couldn't get his head off the table, he wanted to enter into combat sports. So we got him into judo. That's as personal as it gets. And there he was. And look how proud he looks. He's confident. You can see that that's hope. That's resilience. That kid that learned what has happened to his brother and what happened to his sister, that's in the past. And there he is, front and center. He's no longer in the periphery. He's not hiding. He deserves to be there. He's sitting beside a really beautiful little lady right beside him. We'll talk more a little bit about her. But he's now the champion of his judo team. He goes around to competitions around the province. He's the leader of this group. And then I asked him, what's the next step? He said, I think I'm going to ask Amanda out. And that's Amanda, the girl that was beside him in the judo photo. That's at his graduation. He's valedictorian. Deserves to be there. He's the best, like I said, the best that we had to offer. From humble beginnings to magnificent ends. And I told him also, You're going to find depths of sorrow and sadness. But you know what you can find? You can find a book. I love books. I told him to read Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. I loved it. Willie's quite an anti-social. He's got kind of like a combative personality at times. Here's a perfect book. And I said you can escape in there. You can find fantasy. You can find fiction. You can find happiness. And there he is. When Britannia had 750 kids to choose to meet our Prime Minister, Paul Martin, who'd they choose? Chose Willie, looking fine in a suit right there. And he deserved to be there. He was the best. And Paul Martin shook his hand. And as Willie asked him questions about his fiscal policy and why there weren't enough places for him to live, he had to respond. I have a poster in my classroom, 101 places to see before you die. It's the most important poster I have because it's not about personal affluence. It's not about new Jordans. It's not about a watch. It's about experience. It's about an investment to go to a place only to know what it smells like, what it sounds like, what the food tastes like. There he is. He's in Taiwan. And I hope, like the healthcare system, I hope I've been beside him the whole way. This is Willie 17 years after the program that he started. He was with me. And I've been there for every birth of his kid. And I want to be, because he's my best friend. And he's a kid that shows me that we can do this. We've got the power. And all it takes is just to ask. And there's Willie. With that little girl that's beside him at the judo photo, that's his wife, Amanda. And there's his beautiful son, Thane, and his beautiful daughter, Scarlett. Sometimes those voices are really quiet. They're really quiet. But if we put our ears down, we can hear them. And if we hear them, there's a chance that they're going to change. And as they change, we can watch the magnificence. Thank you very much.